This is a time of opportunity. The church has risen to opportunities to serve its communities extraordinarily over the last 8 years. And as we've done that, we've found more and more the need and the impetus to reform and renew the life of the church. So the great opportunities God is giving us over the next 20 or 30 years are taken rather than being preoccupied too much with systems and processes and management, but it's to respond to the call of the Spirit of God. I was talking to someone in my own diocese in Canterbury a few weeks back. It was an absolutely marvellous moment. They came up with their church wardens as just a normal parish, bursting with excitement. They'd started a credit union. They had people coming to faith. They were running discipleship programs. This isn't a big church. And one of the church wardens said, "This is what I joined up for. This is why I got involved. This is what being a Christian means to me." So I want a church where people feel I am being obedient to Jesus. And those who are not part of the church think, if that's Jesus, that's what I want. So it's full of life and hope. It's joyful. It's generous. It has open doors. It's not impeded by its own structures. It loves generously and inclusively everyone who comes through the door. It's reaching out into its community and transforming society.
If we don't do something, the Church of England will gradually wither on the vine. And it's very easy when you've got churches that are quite comfortable, quite full. So I come from London, where we have quite a lot of churches that are doing well. Here in Winchester, it's the same. It would be easy to ignore the signs that are across the country, that actually the same story is not true throughout. And we really have to seize this opportunity. And there's a real will to it, it seems to me.
What I'm really encouraged about is that the church, corporately, is having the courage to look steadily, to look at the snapshot of where we are at the moment in terms of our financial strength, our spiritual strength, our mission strength, and to note that there's some really good things happening, but that there are some serious challenges we've got to address. And I'm really pleased that we're having the courage to do that, with a sense not of panic or crisis, but a real serious commitment to make sure that we have a flourishing Church of England that's going to be there for our children and grandchildren. Everything that happens in terms of flourishing or not, growth, spiritual renewal, doesn't happen in the Archbishop's Council or the upper management committees of the church. It happens at the coalface with the parishes, communities, workplaces. I know, having been a parish priest and an archdeacon, that it's there that it happens. And the task of this programme of Reform and Renewal is to make sure that we support that work to the very best of our ability. That's where it's going to flourish. So our job is a support, enabling, encouraging, no way a top-down direction.
We have a vision of a growing church with a flourishing ministry for the future. We asked every diocese what kind of ministers they want to see, and the answers came back really clearly. Ministers who are collaborative, ministers who are flexible because the future is unpredictable, and ministers who are equipped for mission into the future. And I think that's a fantastic vision. We know that dioceses also want to see more ministers of every kind with really high quality training.
Well, what we're talking about here is a response to a body of evidence that's been built up over 5 years through the anecdote to evidence work that was published a year ago, and through a series of visits and conversations with every diocese in the country. And from that we have understood the scale of issues that face the church, the trends which have existed in the past with declines in attendance and congregations, and the projections now of where that goes given the age profile that's built up over the last 3 decades. And all we're doing here is seeking to respond in every aspect to the challenge of ensuring that the Church of England continues its unique and wonderful role to be active in every community in this country.
There's a huge sense of movement, of impetus. Many dioceses are recognizing the importance of this moment of transformation, of growth. There's a really united sense that we have the good news of Jesus Christ to proclaim, that is hugely important to this country. The country is in great need of that, and therefore we must be ready and equipped and able to proclaim the good news of Jesus.
I hope people will focus on where this stuff bites. I mean, in the end, half the stuff we're trying to engineer at the national level doesn't necessarily affect parishes directly. But asking good questions about how we train people for ministry, what sort of ministry we need in the future, clergy and lay, asking good questions about why our church procedures are so complex and how we can make those different, asking good questions about how we relate to the national church. All those things need to be around. But more importantly, we're giving people an opportunity to have a conversation about how the Church of England can fit itself a purpose. And that needs to be carried on at diocesan level, at deanery level, at parish level.
It's so important because you don't want to miss the waves of the Spirit that God gives. Don't miss the wave. You see it. So many people sense this as a moment of hope. Let's go with it. And the church has always done this. There's nothing new about this. We've done this many, many times in our history, and this is just another one. It's an important one. They were all important. Let's take the opportunities that God is calling us to, so we are responsive disciples following our Lord Jesus Christ. This isn't a management thing. This is about discipleship. This is about saying, are we going to be faithful to Jesus Christ, to go where he's leading us?